for a minute, like 5 years exact. It's been a little journey. You know, I started a business called Securities Corp. I hired some of my niggas from the block. It's working out so far. It's been a little rough challenge. There's a lot of things I had to do. I had to lock in. And I don't know, most of y'all know what locking in really is. Man. You ever really try to change the situation? It's hard to figure out. I'll tell you something, man. Shit is hard to figure out. But what you gotta do is, you gotta stop being scared.
Shorty was like 12 going on 20. See them niggas on the corner over there? They gonna be out here forever, man. It's a war out here. Mad niggas is dying. Mind elevation, man. Fuck that petty shit.
I said, yo, I said I see through these niggas. Stay around the tough niggas, this seem kinda bigger. But you pick your battles, look, I know you ain't different. Any opportunity to show them that you with it, I don't get it.
I'll tell you a story. I was working at this company in 2017, 16, 17, I think. And, you know, I was asked for a raise. At the time, I think I was getting like $35 an hour or something like that. So I was really just trying to get up to like 40. You know, because I was good at what I did. And I was very good. And I was marketable. And I really didn't care what company I worked for. I could work for any company. I was marketable in the industry. So I really, you know, stopped. Tired of moving around. The company was good. They had a lot of overtime and all that. So I was like, yeah, I'll stay. But they wasn't really trying to get the money up. So I had a conversation with them one day. Trying to get a raise and whatnot. So I walked in, we meet up like 5 in the morning somewhere in Mountville, Long Island at the office. That's where the office was at. So we go sit down, we meet, and we talking. And I'm telling him, you know, explaining all of my talents, which he knew. I was there already 18 months. So he knew I was good with cameras, card access, burglar alarm system, as well as the fire alarm system. Like, you could send me on any job. It didn't matter. Big job, little job, it really didn't matter. And I would handle it. So we talking, conversing back and forth, and I'm telling him what I want. Like $40. And the funny thing was, he was like, you know, he listened to everything I said, and he just looked at me and was like, because I guess he was formulating strategy in his brain already. So he was like, nah, you know, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you $1 right now. And, you know, 3 months when the union raise come around, which is like in March or something like that, I'm gonna give you another raise. And then 6 months time, because this was January when we spoke, so 6 months time is supposed to be another raise, so that'd have been like $3 from the first initiative. And then next January, I was supposed to go to training. And then the next March of next year would have made $40, right? So that was the plan. So I waited like a whole, I was there like almost 3 years. So I waited like a whole, I don't know, maybe a whole another year and a half. Then I received an email. Hold on, I take a sip of this. I had an email from like HR, and this is like to the personal email. This is not even like from the company email. So it's the personal email. And in this email, being that you're in the union, right? So the company you're working for has to pay the union dues. So every week they have to certify the payroll, what they're paying the guys, making sure it's at the right scale, that guys are getting paid whatever they need to get paid according to the union scale and union wages, and make sure the benefits all get paid. In addition to that, whatever the dues are to the union. So that was the spreadsheet. So I see the spreadsheet, and I'm looking at the spreadsheet like, what the fuck is this? And I see all the names on it, and I'm looking, so it's the payroll spreadsheet. So I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the guys and everybody's payroll and what everybody's getting, like what the owners getting, what the top guys getting. Like the top guys, I didn't care. They're supposed to get that. It was, you know, 5 on 5 fucking bomb. You know what I mean? So they're supposed to get that. But there was a couple other guys in there that was like close to me or even more than me. So now I'm like, okay, black and white, I see what it is. So I go back in, prior to me even going back in, I hits up one of the dudes, like he's a shop steward. Shop steward is kind of like a liaison between the union and the company, right? So I go to this dude, kind of like a fake. Anyway, so I go to this dude and I explain the situation. Yo, bro, I just got this little email, you know what I mean? Like, I see all this information in here and whatnot, niggas is getting paid more than me. Like, this is a problem. This is a real problem for me, right? So he was like, hold on, let me go talk to the owner and let me see what's going on. So I let a couple weeks go by, and it was crickets, like, I ain't get shit. So I hit the owner myself, like, sir, we gonna need to have a conversation, like, we need to have a sit down. So he's like, hey, no problem. So we sat down again, because he like to do early, which is not a problem. I get up 3 o'clock every day, right? So I go meet with this dude 5:30 in the morning again, and we talk, because at this time, I'm already ready to quit. I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. So we talking about the pay and all of that. So he was like, oh, you know, I apologize, you've seen all of that. You know, you wasn't supposed to see that information. Of course I wasn't. Because I see guys get paid more than me that ain't even half as good as me, who call me for help all the time, constantly. My shit's tiresome. So give me my money. So he was like, just a little bit more apologetic about the situation. And then he tried to throw me like another $1. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't even want it. So I was like, I'm gonna just go ahead and go do what I gotta do. We get like a service call with an app on the phone. So the conversation we had there was pretty short. So, you know, I was tight. And then I left and I went to work. Banged out for that day. Came back home, drafted up a resignation letter, and sent it to him. And this is in 2017. We had this meeting, so we sat down and we just conversed back and forth because I was a little upset at the fact that I can't get the money I'm trying to ask for. It's not like I'm asking for more than what I'm worth. Like, I'm good. I'm actually worth this, because you don't have a person within this company who can do both, who can do everything that I can do. Meaning that you could send me on any particular type of service call, whether it be in security or whether it be in fire alarm. You didn't have a person who knew how to do both skills at the same time. You had one guy who could do security, maybe cameras and things like that. And you had another guy who could fire alarm. You didn't have a person who was qualified like me, so I felt disrespected. And I had to do something, so I was like, fuck, I'm gonna quit. So when I just drafted up my resignation letter, we sat down, we had another meeting. But in line with that, I was freestyling to him and all that, telling him I had work already and shit. I ain't had no work lined up. I was just going off my emotions and I was just tight. Fuck it. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go ahead and go. Just quit, because I'm just finding another job, or I'm gonna really go ahead and go out and do this. So I resigned that day, and the conversation went something like, I've seen your website. At the time I constructed, like, I think this was like the first website I constructed. I got the cheat code for that. I went to school for computer science, so technology, computers, shit was easy. Especially easy for me to figure shit out. So I had designed a little website and whatnot, because I was dead serious about really going on starting my business. But what was stopping me was I was scared. Money, of course, you gotta pay bills. I'm in a relationship. I got kids, rent. I'm already probably behind in rent. I'm already in a negative. You know? So I was just like, fuck what I'm in. I felt I was being played, so I quit. He respected the fact that I did quit and I was going on my own. And I looked at it as, because every company I worked in, especially in this industry, fire alarm and security, I don't know about any other industry, but I know in my industry, every company I worked with, I was either the only black guy or there's a couple other black people in there. So when we get to a company, you already know what it is. I'm looking to see who else is black in here. If it's a technician that's in the field, that's somebody I can click with, or if it's a dude in the office, maybe that's another dude I can click with, get some things happening in the office and whatnot. But usually it's like field technicians and whatnot. So we usually click up, and it'd be like 2 or 3, like it'd be real quiet and whatnot. So I say that to say, like, I don't believe it's a race thing. Race is embedded in us, right? So let's not get twisted, right? But I don't think a person consciously think I'm gonna be this. You dig, right? I just think a person automatically feels that I'm gonna help the people that look like me. And in this situation, me asking for a raise, I don't look like you, so I'm not gonna get a raise. The people who look like me is gonna get paid more than the people who don't look like me. So that's how I took it. So I'm like, fuck this shit, I'm out. I gotta get this shit myself if I'm gonna get it. I already had the company formed and whatnot. I already had it set up. I already had the bank accounts. I already had the tax ID. And like I said, I had the website already up. And the cheat code was, I know fucking nice on computers and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? So dealing with any type of applications, I had to figure that shit out 1, 2, 3, right? So learning social media, learning how to build a website, learning how to link everything, learning how to put Google on, all that stuff was easy. Just a little bit of reading, you can figure this shit out, right? So I got all that set up, and he was like, yeah, your website is nice. I said some funny shit like, I can do yours. You want me to? Like, this is what I do, and whatnot. He was dumb, like, nah. But anyway, I left, and I started full-time with Securities. And I remember the first job I did was in White Plains, New York, right? It was a card access job, and I don't remember the company, but it was in White Plains, New York, and it was in what you call that, the corporate locations and whatnot, like corporate locations and shit like that. The building that have mad companies inside, right? So anyway, I meet this dude because I go on a service call while I was working with the company. So I go on this service call and I, fix their shit up. And he remembered me. So he had hit me up after I had quit. This is just like soon after I quit. This is how the universe works. This is how God works, man. It should just work just like this, right? So I quit with no idea of what I was gonna do next, being in a relationship, how I'm gonna tell, my wifey that I just made this major decision, and boom, this one little job, the universe had brought it to me, right? So the problem was it was a little power supply, so I had to change the power supply. So I charged them what I charged them, and I made some money. Then from there, I had to figure out, because I quit the job, so I had to figure out, how am I gonna tell, the wifey I'm with that I just quit my job. I still got to go outside every day. And the funny thing is, I always had a vehicle, so these companies gave me vehicles. So I got to sit there and make up stories and all that, just so I could keep going outside, because telling somebody that, especially when you're in a relationship that's probably a little unstable because, one of the triangles is broken, money, happiness, whatever the situation is, what I'm saying? I ain't trying to get into a relationship thing, but you just trying to paint a picture. Like when you in something with somebody and you have that commitment and y'all have things together, and then you make this life-changing decision and you just go on your own and do it and not tell nobody, you got to live that life. Then you got to sit there and figure out how you going to pay this rent next month. How you going to get some food on these tables with these little babies in here? Like, how you going to do all this shit, right? So there's a lot of things that was on my mind. But I didn't. I lied for the first 6 months, 3 months, 6 months, however long it was 5 years ago, man. I lied to her, running around the city, trying to get work. The first year, I was really just knocking on doors, running around in the city, telling people I do fire alarm, I can fix your system, I can, do it better than the other company. I had no marketing skills, I had no sales pitch, I had no way to penetrate the market that I was trying to get into. So I was just out there trying to learn, trying to freestyle. Then I came across this thing called Home Advisor. Home Advisor is like a lead service, right? So if you're a business setup, you could sign up and whatnot for a monthly fee, plus you got to pay for the leads that come in. So I was getting leads, but this is the caveat. This shit is crazy, right? Shit is crazy, right? So when you get a lead, you gotta act like you're in the West. You gotta pull draw first, right? So as soon as you get the lead, you got to be the first one to make that phone call to call that customer. If not, you just lost some money. So I used to do a lot of that. But dealing with that was tough, because there was a lot of low-ball jobs I had to do. a lot of residential work, and residential work is a little difficult because you don't want to mess nobody's house up. You don't want to make any wrong. You don't want to break nothing in nobody's house. So you don't want to damage anything, right? So you're trying to be as cautious as possible and try to move as fast as possible at the same time. But you just can't do it when you're trying to be careful, right? So the job takes too long, and for the money you charge them just don't add up for the amount of time you do the job. So I did that for a whole year. That whole first year. That whole first year was tough, man. That whole first year I probably made and this is all proven in taxes too, so I probably made like $96,000 that first year, just running around hustling and shit like that. So lying to her, then I finally tell her, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all, you know what I'm saying? So just like anybody else who's in a relationship that's either good or bad, or even have those times where things are bad, you already know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean? So we ain't really got to get into it. So the mindset that a person has to be in to withstand those type of things within a relationship, not fully capable of paying your bills on time, lying, and then telling the truth, and then now the truth is out there, so you're sitting there still pushing. So shit, what I had to do was, instead of me really focusing on the relationship to try to make it work, I focus on me. Because if I'm not happy, how the fuck am I gonna make somebody else happy, right? Or if I'm not straight, how can I straighten somebody else out, right? So what I did was I just kept my head down. She kept nagging, she kept all that. I just kept my head down. I kept studying. I kept reading books. I figured out my credit had to be better because you have to have good credit. Credit score was like 505, 545, 5 something at the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm up to 703, 7 something, some shit like that right now. Actually, I do that too. I learned a lot, man. So, dealing with that, I just had to be fearless, man. And I had to just lock in. So I read books. I watched countless seminars. I watched motivational things. And this is the reason why I get up 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Because it's the peaceful time in the morning. It's so peaceful, it's quiet. Kids asleep, mom's asleep, wifey's asleep, well, everybody's asleep, and the house is just resting, right? So I'm up. It's just me and my thoughts. So I had to train my thoughts to think that I had, or think that I could do the things that I was doing. Believing in the fact that I am going to grow this business, I am going to hire some employees, I'm going to make $1 million, I am going to get rich, and I'm going to do all of that. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I just knew that that was going to be my end goal, and I held on to that. So every day I held on to that. So every day that was my focus. Countless books, like if I was a rapper, I'm jotting down all types of ideas and information in this book. A lot of that stuff came into fruition years later. You know what I'm saying? So the point of the matter is, everything takes time, man. 5 years is a long time, but very short. You know what I'm saying? I could go to the club 5 years ago, yeah, we chilling, but I probably would have been using rent money. Shit, if I go to the club now, I'm buying 15 bottles and it doesn't fucking hurt. Alright, so put your head down, man. Fuck what people are saying. Fuck what people are doing. That shit is irrelevant, man, because they still gonna be doing the same thing. Because if they're doing the same thing now, ain't nothing changing. Not changing at all. Just put your head down, man. Whatever it is you want to do, you can do it. You bake, you make cookies, fried chicken, got some mean grits with cheese, whatever it is, man. Show somebody how to do that shit, man, because nobody know how to do it. You think they do, you know what I'm saying? Because everything is levels, man. If you feel that you on level 2, then everybody on level 1 want to know what you do on level 2. You dig? And then that's how you move up, man. Put yourself out there, you start, you learn, you grow. I ain't know how to run no business. I still have complications. I still have problems and issues that I face with, but I deal with them. I focus on solutions, not problems. Problems is gonna give more problems and more problems and more. I want that shit. I want solutions. I want niggas who can fix shit. I want people who can fix shit. You know what I mean? So I had to learn. I had to learn business. I had to learn marketing. I had to learn sales. I had to learn law. I had to learn how to put yourself out there. I had to learn how to get customers. I had to learn what retention was. I had to learn what is ROI. I had to learn all these different acronyms and things like that. I had to learn that stuff. So within the turmoil of a relationship, I just remain focused. Mindset of a person to remain focused in turmoil is a master genius, dude. So don't worry about what's going on out there, man. Everybody got problems, man. Everybody. It's just how you deal with them. You know what I'm saying? So what you think is what you create. And what you create can be your reality. You heard?